This is Jim Sens down at Caddis Fly in the Oregon Fly Fishing blog. We're going to be tying Mercer's Missing Link in a size 12. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, we've got a size 12 Umpqua, what number is this? TMC 100 barbed, or black. It's just a black dry fly hook by TMC, or Tiemco. So this is olive nano silk thread from Semperfly. I like this stuff because it doesn't build any bulk, especially on dry flies, because my dry fly skills aren't as good as some people's in the world, so any advantage I can get is a good advantage. Tie that right to the bend of the hook. This is just a simple piece of the flashabou. Just spiral this up the hook, gives the fly a little bit of flashiness to it. This is probably one of my favorite summer dry flies to fish on the McKenzie. Now that you got that in there, obviously if you don't use a little bit of UV glue, it's not going to last very long because the fish is totally going to bite through that really quickly and easily. Just use my finger to get a little bit of the extra UV off, and then I take the light and hit it, and that body is done. For the thorax, you can use any color you like, but my buddy Chris really likes it with a purple thorax, so I'm going to do a purple thorax in honor of him. He seems to think it makes him work better. I don't know if it's true, but there's your purple thorax. Once we got that in there, we take a little bit of this stuff. You can also just use normal poly yarn too. I like this stuff just because I have it. And I make it about 3 inches long. I split it in half. This is going to be like a little underwing per se. Just tie that in on the top of the hook so each side kind of splays out to the side. And the reason I like it a little long is because it makes it, once I get everything else on here, the elk hair and the parachute and the hackle, it's nice to be able to have it long so I can pull it out of the way when I'm wrapping stuff around. Next thing we're going to do is take a whiting dry fly hackle. This one is in Badger. You can literally do any colors of any of this part of this fly any way you want. I stripped off just a little bit of the bottom end, and I'm doing this shiny side up, like so. Once we got that in, the next thing is going to be a little bit of elk hair. It's going to be a very small wing. Don't think like elk hair caddis with this. Just think half of an elk hair caddis. That's about how much elk hair you want. You should be able to like see through it when you're holding it in your fingers. Put it in your stacker. Get all those tips aligned. Give it a few taps. There's going to be like a natural curve to this, and it like curves that way. Obviously there's always a few strangles, but I want that curve to point up because I need to be able to wrap a hackle underneath this and thread, and that little bit of curve up helps me coerce it the way I want it to. The length of this, you want it between the end of the hook and the end of the body, somewhere in there, whatever makes you happy. Do 3 wraps right there, and then I'll do a few wraps through the hair to keep it from spinning. Lift all this up, do a few wraps underneath it, and then I see how I hold all this down and out of the way. I lift up that wing. I'm going to skip my thread in there a few times just to kind of help my hackle part next. Wrap that a couple times around behind the eye. This is my hackle. 2 times, 3 times. I usually try to do between 5 and 7. If you do too many, it wants to like start going up the hook. If you do too few, it just doesn't feel like it's there. That looks good right there. Pinch all the hackles up. Got some hackles that I need to get out of the way so I can tie it down. Get 2 turns on it, snip out this part. And my whip finisher has a half-hitch tool on the back end. So I take that, wrap twice, put it over the eye. Just do 2 because I'm going to do a little drop of super glue in there. Everything's kind of a mess right now. We've got this wing that's way too long. We want that right at the back of the hook. Trim that off. We've got all these butt ends of the elk hair that we need to get off. Just kind of slowly work everything apart so they find their happy place. Just trim this off so you have a nice little head on it. And then what you've got left, looks like I got a couple of the under wings stuck in there. Got this stuff. That's a little elk hair right there. Just trim it off for pretty sake. And just take a little drop of super glue. And just drop it right where I did those 2 half hitches. You can kind of coerce this down and kind of use your finger to spread it out a little bit. That's your Mercer missing link. We have all of these materials on our blog or on our website and in store. If you have any questions, let us know. Have a great day.